Hey, I see you're right back at it, guys. So we're going to go ahead and do 3.3 dimensional analysis practice number 1. Problem number 12. So here's problem number 12. Now, it reads, if a person weighs 125 pounds and 8 ounces, how many milligrams does she weigh? Well, I look at that and I say, okay, this is significant figures. How do we do this? Well, we can do it one of two ways, but either way, because we're stupid Americans and we have to convert into, again, this in the metric system, I have two different numbers here, but they're both to combine. I can look at this and go, well, 8 ounces is actually half of a pound. So I could put 125.5 pounds. Or I could just go ahead and do that a little bit later. So we're going to say that because of that, we're going to make it 4 significant figures. So it's going to be 4 sig figs. A little hard. This is one I would probably have a little bit of a leeway with when we go ahead and figured that out. Because either way, I mean, I look at it, there's one, there's not, but they're part of the same number. Because they're part of the same number, we have to add them both together. They're the only number in the problem. So that's why we're going to go ahead with 4. Okay, so if you said, well, there's 1, no, one's just not going to cut it. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of all this stuff here and make that way. So again, we're going to do this. And we're going to say, what is known? Well, what is known is our weight. And our weight that, but we have to make it all together. So do we want to go to pounds or go to ounces? Okay. In the one that in the answer key I gave Miss Garbo, I went with ounces, but here we're going to go with pounds. So we said, what's the known? Known? Well, known is 125.5 pounds. Now, how can I go ahead and do that without any math? Because I know, because I'm an American, that 8 ounces is half a pound. So it takes 16 ounces to make a pound. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. That's where I got my 4 significant figures. So what is unknown? So what is unknown? Well, what is unknown is how many milligrams are there. So we're going to go ahead and try this one out right here. And we're going to always start out with 125.5 pounds. That was what was in the original problem. Put our times in a line, and we're not going to do too much, but we're going to put pounds on bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and tab that over. And I know that we're going to put pounds on bottom. And we're going to put up here on the top, we're going to put down milligrams. Well, my question is, do we know what milligrams are? Can I go from pounds to milligrams? Well, let's go ahead and see. Well, here I have pounds and I have grams. Okay, so I can't do it here. If I know what I'm doing on the metric system, I can do it. But I don't know if we know that. So we're going to go from pounds to grams and from grams to milligrams. So let's go back to that problem. And so we said that we're going to have 1 pound equals, again, what was that number? 453.6 grams. So we're going to go back over here and we're going to put 463.4 grams. Double check. I always tend to breathe that problem. 453.6. So it's 53.6. I don't know how I always make those mistakes, but I do. That's why we keep double checking all these things. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our times in there again. And now I got to go from grams to milligrams. But first of all, because I have this in here, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of our pounds because now I have it in grams. So we converted it from pounds to grams. So from the English system to the metric system, now I got to go from grams to milligrams. And so we put that in there, and we put our line. And so because of this, we're going to put milligrams on top. And again, we're going to put grams on the bottom. So unless I know what the difference is, which I do know the difference between grams and milligrams, all I got to use is a staircase. If I said I had 1 gram, how many milligrams do I have? Well, 1 gram, 3 steps down the staircase. So if I go 3 steps down the staircase, that means I must have 1,000. 1 gram equals 1,000 milligrams. And we'll go ahead and underline that. And now I can get rid of my grams. Once I get rid of my grams, and again, you need to do this every single time. Be patient with it. It's not that difficult. Just keep doing it. I'm left with milligrams. Is that what I'm looking for? So I look over here. How many milligrams does she weigh? Yep. So that's what we're looking for. So now we can go over here to our calculator, and we can type in our numbers. 125.5 multiplied by the top times 453.6 divided by 1 times 1,000. So we're going to times 1,000 divided by 1, hit our equal sign, and we end up with this. Ooh, this is a big number. So it's going to be 56, 926, 800. Now, why do I put the commas in there? So I know how many places I have to count if I have to move it. So we're going to go to 4 significant figures. So I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to highlight the next one. Okay. That tells me that I look at that 6. That 6 means we're going to round that up. Okay. Now this was, so we're going to go ahead and put that new number in there, which is going to be 56, 9, 3. And then we have to have placeholders. I can't just stop right there. So there's one placeholder. There is one. And put the rest of my placeholder in. I still have the same value. We're just rounding up right here. And that's going to be milligrams. I could write that in scientific notation. It would be 5.693 times 10 to the 7th milligrams. But this is good with me. I'll make sure that we're going to highlight it. And either way would be fine, because I don't have to have it in scientific notation in order to have the correct number of significant figures. So there's question number 12. Hey, Nelson out.